ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 ba. Hey, ba da ba da. Is it going? All right. Alright, whatever. Hey, good morning. It is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo, with yet another episode of Red Stone Lapis Lazuli. Season 9, Episode 17. So, I haven't actually gone through, like, 9 years. I think it's like 6 years. But, yeah. Alright, here, let's see if this works, right? Let's switch over. Java. Okay, you can see it. Wait. I think it's gonna crash. It's gonna crash. It crashes every fucking time. Every time. I mean, it's not every time. Sometimes it doesn't crash, but I don't know what magic I did to make it not crash. But that's okay. Bear with me as it reboots and starts again. It's always dark in the beginning. Okay. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So, yes, here I am. This is my my base. We're under the base, right? I mean, like, this is the storage room, and normally the stairs would go down into the cellar, but right on top of the stairs I built a water elevator instead. Look at that sunbeam, right? Isn't that cool? Because the outside is like right there. There's a natural opening that comes all the way down. Ta-da! The sun! And I just kind of ran into it. Sorry. But that's okay, right? There's no monsters here. I spawn-proofed it. Lots of torches all over the place. It's all good, guys. It's all good. It's okay. We're safe. Back down to the depths. So yeah, I'm working on my item sorter, and what I really like is the shadows. I mean, these are the coolest shadows ever from Minecraft. Can you make these shadows in your Minecraft? Probably not. I mean, you could if you configured it correctly, but that's like the hard work. Figuring out what it takes to make it happen. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. And it's still pretty good. Okay, so now this is my, this is the first floor of my base. I just basically built an elevator. And then it connects to the deeper mine down here. At Y level 8. I like this level, Y level 8, because this is the level where I can get stone, but it's just above the deep slate. So I can get diamonds and stuff, but I can avoid the deep slate, because deep slate's annoying. Yeah. And I haven't made my deeper mine yet, but I will. Wah! Alright. Here we are. So yeah, enough about that, right? Everything else is the same. Actually no, it's not the same. I'm raising a whole lot of pigs and a whole lot of cows because I am short food and leather. So if you don't want to see mass slaughter of animals, don't look. I'm not going to do it now anyways. Happy election season in the United States. Right now in the United States, voting is taking place all over the country. People are standing in line to early vote in person. Some people are receiving their mail-in ballots and then will mail in their choices. And then, of course, there's always this few people that like to wait for the actual election day, the last second, the last minute, to go cast their vote in person. So that's happening right now, and it's the culmination. I don't know how to say that word. It's the apex of all these events coming together. Donald Trump has been running for president for how long now? Like months and months and months. And he remains an existential threat to the United States. He remains an existential threat to democracy. That's the argument I've been making for years now. For years, that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. So, but the thing is that Donald Trump is not like the source of it. He's a manifestation of what's been happening. And what's been happening is white supremacy. Colonialism, white supremacy. And it's been going on in our country since the beginning. So, right now feels like a kind of like a cleave moment. Like we're at the fork in the road. We're going to decide which way we're going to go down the path. Like the path has come, it splits into two. There's two choices. You cannot take both at the same time. You can't take both. You can only take one path. On one path, you have multiracial democracy. We're gonna be a country that has democracy. There's not going to be any one group more powerful than any other group. I mean, yeah, they'll be more numerous. There's always going to be larger minorities and smaller minorities, but that's the point. Everyone will be a minority. Everyone will be a minority. No one will be a majority. There will be no majority anymore in terms of race or whatever. So it's beginning to dissolve the idea of race and racial hierarchy. That's multiracial democracy. And then on the other path, you have fascism. Straight up fascism. Racism. Just like the last time that it's been tried. Like no different. I mean, well, yeah, it is different. Now it has the benefit of technology to make an even more tyrannical state. But the idea is the same. Is that humans, the vast majority of humans will be subjugated to the whims of the elite, who are beyond reproach. We can already see it in Elon Musk, the way he just breaks laws willy-nilly. And also with Donald Trump, the way he just breaks laws willy-nilly. So they're already testing the stuff. But it's a cleave, it's a choice between two different directions. We're either going to go multiracial democracy or we're going to go to fascism. The last time we had something like this was 1964. And America voted on the Civil Rights Act. Now here's a map of how the country voted, how the House voted. Now you'll see that it's kind of weird, right? So the light color means they voted no, and the solid color means they voted yes. So in this map, it looks kind of strange, doesn't it? You have the West Coast Democrats, except for Nevada, all voting to support the Civil Rights Act. And then you had a whole bunch of Republican states, and they're all in the north. All the Republican states are in the north, except for like a few, like Montana. Well, what do we got? Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, half of it. Like, And then in the South, it's all Democrat. The whole South is Democrat. This is before the big flip. This is before the big flip. So the yes people voting for the Civil Rights Act are the states that are kind of today are blue. And the states that voted against the Civil Rights Act are the states that today are Republicans. There was a big flip so LBJ did a bunch of arm twisting in order to get his party, the Democrats, to vote for the Civil Rights Act. But a lot of the Democrats, the Southern Democrats, the Dixiecrats, voted against it. And after they lost, and it flipped, the Civil Rights Act passed, all these people joined the Republicans. And all these places that were Republican joined the Democrats. I think we're going to see a flip like this, something like this happen again in American politics. It's that moment. It's this historic moment. So what did this start off on? It started off with an armed insurrection. January 6th defendant admits he had a gun when he stormed the Capitol. There he is holding the gun. Or that's the guy with the gun. Here's a picture. Trump supported charge of firing a gun during January 6th. There he is firing his gun during the insurrection. Armed insurrectionists. These guys are at the Capitol. Look at and what's he got in his belt pocket? That's a fucking gun in his belt. So it was definitely an armed insurrection. Evidence of armed Trump extremists continues to emerge. So I don't know what that's about, but yeah, that guy. So here's a video of the guy shooting his gun. So yeah, it was an armed insurrection. There were guns there.
And here he is firing off 2 rounds. And here he is.
So, yeah, it was an armed insurrection. That's what happened in 2020. It was an armed insurrection to overthrow the United States. And they're going to do it again. They're going to try again this year. Blah, 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 blah. Man, I don't even want to do this morning. No, I don't care anymore. I mean, I do care. I just, fucking Donald Trump is losing it. Listen to him at a Catholic roast, at the Catholic dinner.
Right now we have someone in the White House who can barely talk, barely put together 2 coherent sentences.
Look at him just read off his script. he's so stupid.
Who seems to have mental faculties of a child, with a person that has nothing going right now.
He has no idea what he's saying. Donald Trump is done. He's over. He doesn't even like the United States. Listen.
Supposed to be a cakewalk.
Misguided 50%.
Listen,
Stupid.
oh God, I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people.
If anybody I know is Jewish and they would vote for Kamala over me, they should have their head examined.
If any senior doesn't vote for Trump, we're going to have to send you to a psychiatrist to have your head examined. I'll tell you what, any African American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined.
Supposed to be a
So are
cakewalk
they
for
misguided, the
anyone.
50%?
So, yeah, Donald Trump doesn't even like the United States. He doesn't even like Americans.
Bill de Blasio was actually able to make it tonight, to be honest. He was a terrible mayor. I don't give a shit if this is comedy or not. He was a terrible mayor. He did a horrible job.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like very presidential material there to me. Remember, he doesn't like Americans. He calls us the enemy within.
Two enemies. We have the outside enemy, and then we have the enemy from within. And the enemy from within, in my opinion, is more dangerous than China, Russia, and all these countries, because if you...
So he's saying the enemy, quote, quote, the enemy within is more dangerous than China and Russia. Who is this enemy that he says is worse than China and Russia?
You have a smart president, he can handle them pretty easily. But the thing that's tougher to handle are these lunatics that we have inside, like Adam Schiff. I call him the enemy from within.
So the enemy from within, more dangerous than Russia and China, is a Democratic politician? Why? He hasn't broken any laws. He hasn't tried to overthrow the government. He hasn't tried to do any of that. He just criticizes Donald Trump, and Donald Trump says that's worse than anything that Russia and China has done.
Mr. President, Kamala Harris has said you sounded unhinged and unchecked power is in our future. What do you say about that?
I thought it was a nice presentation. I wasn't unhinged. You know,
there's this accordion. He has this invisible accordion he likes to play. He likes to play this accordion.
You know what they are? They're a party of sound bites. Somebody asked me, can they be brought together? You know, I never thought, really, I wasn't thinking like they could. Because they're very different. And it is the enemy from within. And they're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists. And they're sick.
He doesn't like, do you see what he's doing? I mean, I'll call Donald Trump the enemy within because he is. Because he literally worked with Russia to overthrow the United States. It's not like I'm saying it for no reason. I have proof. There's a historical record of him trying to overthrow the government. So yeah, I can say that Donald Trump is the enemy within, but to call his detractors, to call them the enemy within, I mean, like, he basically says that free speech doesn't exist if you're criticizing Donald Trump. That you become the enemy if you criticize Donald Trump and tell the truth about Donald Trump. So yeah, that guy's a fucking dictator. Let's see, man. Oh yeah. So this found out today. Donald Trump kicks off a Pennsylvania rally by talking about Arnold Palmer's genitalia. Arnold Palmer is a famous golfer, and for some reason, Donald Trump spent 20 minutes talking about a dead famous golfer.
Old man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God. That's unbelievable. I had to say it. We have women that are highly sophisticated here, but they used to look at Arnold as a bad, but he was really tall.
So now he's talking about the size of people's dicks. Donald Trump, everyone. This is the person that Republicans are going to vote to run the country. This is Donald Trump telling us that if he wins if he takes power, that we will not have any more elections.
People say that. A lot of people say this will be our last election. You know, you've heard that too.
I listen for
it's so bad what they're doing to our country.
So Donald Trump is saying this is going to be our last election because he's the one saying it, right? He's the one that refuses well, he tried to steal the last one. And I have all these clips.
Action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns.
Right. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. What? Donald Trump is losing it. He's totally full of shit. He has no idea what he's saying.
Down there, we didn't have guns. The others had guns, but we didn't.
You had guns. I just showed you video of they had guns. Who are the others? They had guns. We didn't have guns. You see what he is? He's identifying with the insurrection. Listen to it again.
Killed. Nobody was killed. Action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns down there. We didn't have guns. The others had guns, but we didn't have guns. And
we didn't have guns? Do you see what I'm saying? He is identifying himself with the insurrectionists, with the people who tried to overthrow the government, who tried to overthrow the election. Like he identifies with them. So this is a picture of fake electors will return in 4 of 7 states involved in 2020 plot. In 2020, Donald Trump's campaign put forward fake electors in these 7 states where the former president lost. This year, some of them will return to serve as real GOP electors. So will some election deniers who have publicly cast doubt on the legitimacy of the 2020 results. So in Nevada, they have 6 electors. Two of the 6 electors were fake electors from 2020. Like they didn't make it. They weren't selected to go to Washington DC, but they tried to anyways. And because Nevada voted for Donald or for Joe Biden, so these fake electors were going to go to Washington and pretend to be the real electors and say they're going to vote for Donald Trump and give Nevada to Donald Trump. In other words, throw out the election in Nevada and just decide it for Donald Trump. That's what they were going to do. And now they're back. And they're back in a lot of places. Look at Michigan, dude. Michigan's is like filled with people who tried to overthrow the last election. Like, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. Because who knows what they're going to do when they get to DC, if they try to overturn the will of the people again. They already tried once. There's no reason to think they won't try again. They didn't get punished. At least not in Nevada. Okay. What else do we got? Yeah. This is from January 6, 2021. This is a picture, a screenshot of CNN, and they called it "Soon Trump to speak to supporters in desperate coup attempt." So everybody knew Donald Trump was attempting a coup. Everybody knew it. Even the news knew it. That was before the riot happened. That was at the speech he gave. Man, I just got a bunch of shit. I don't want to do it. I don't want to like I think I've made my argument a billion times by this point. Donald Trump is evil. The Republicans are the reincarnation of the Confederacy, and they will overthrow democracy in the United States and ally with Russia and other dictatorships. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I've been telling you for 6 years. Like, I don't know what else to say. I tried having a conversation with Republicans, and it just doesn't penetrate their brain. The information doesn't go anywhere. They get bad information and then they hold on to it no matter what. Like, I tried talking to them. I tried. It's not like I just ignored them. No, I really tried to figure it out. But they get a bad piece of information and then make like conclusions out of it. And then when you try to show them more information, which disproves their initial conclusion, they won't take it. It just rolls over to them like you didn't say anything. Overcrowded. So you would think, why is Japan having such a hard time with their economy and with their workforce? Why is it? And I'll tell you, it's because Japan has no room. There's no room in Japan, number one. Number two, there's not a whole lot of foreign workers that work in Japan. So Japan doesn't have the immigration that the United States does. So because it doesn't have immigration, it doesn't have enough people working to support their aging population. That's America's future if the United States decides to close off immigration. Fascism sucks. Boo fascism. I don't know what else to tell you. I just don't know. Ooh, I can make item frames. Use all my sticks. Alright, item frames. I can go down there and finish it. Well, maybe not finish it, but... Ta-da! I think... Like, I kind of want to turn one thing into an auto smelter, like maybe on this side or something, where if it's ore, it's gonna go into a smelter and just get smelted. That way I don't have to do anything. Oops, wrong one. I mean, this smelter works pretty good. Just cooking my food. Plenty of lava. It's renewable. Renewable energy. Anyways, yeah, I don't even want to do this anymore. Hopefully I won't have to, right? Hopefully the United States elects Kamala Harris, Donald Trump fails in his coup attempt, and Donald Trump goes to prison. And multiracial democracy can be born. That's the goal. That's the hope. I can move on to something else. Alright. You know what? This is going to be a short show because I just don't care. Not that I don't care, but it's like we're on now. It's going. Like, you gotta early vote. You know, you gotta. It's up to you at this point. I can't do anything else. It's up to you. You have to go out and vote for democracy, and vote to hold Donald Trump accountable. Hold the rich and powerful accountable. And preserve multiracial democracy. Alright, until next time, America. Peace. Pago Kiddo out. Stop.